Good morning.
Good morning, Leanna. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Your Honor. New digs, Your Honor?
Sort of. Can't do Zoom in my courtroom because the HVAC fan is so loud, nobody can hear me and I can't hear anybody else. So I'm set up in one of the jury deliberation rooms.
Oh, it's a work in progress, Your Honor.
Yep.
It is a beautiful building, though.
It is that. Yep. So are either one of you covering anything for Dan?
No,
No, sir.
I can
All right.
send in a text.
That's the only defendant I've got in the waiting room right now is sentencing Corey Yost for Dan.
Okay.
So I'll be back.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, Mr. Pitaro. I've got your guy Corey Yost in the waiting room and I'll bring him in just a minute. I'm trying to identify someone.
Okay,
Morning,
I'll need
Dan.
a breakout room with him also, please.
All righty. You got the PSI, I assume?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Yost, are you connected?
Hello.
Yes, I'm connected.
All right, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with your attorney.
All right.
Sir, in the white t-shirt, what's your name?
My name is William Miller.
Thank you. I will relabel you and put you back in the waiting room.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, 75.
Do you want me to bring, I have a fan in my office. It's cooler in my room.
It's all right. It's 77 in my office.
I just turned it down.
It's not going to work.
Well, if you want my fan, you can have it.
Thank you. Mr. Miller, are you scheduled for a sentencing today or a violation of probation hearing?
Pardon me?
What are you scheduled for today?
A Zoom meeting with, I'm not sure what it's for. I'm the victim.
Okay, you'll have to give me more information. Who's the defendant?
I don't know his name. They came to my house stabbed my tires, beat me up.
Okay,
Uh, I don't know the gentleman's name. I never
all
met
right,
him.
all right. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room till we need you.
I think it's a restitution hearing.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I
Yep,
do have Mr. Schiffer on the phone. He is having difficulty connecting to Zoom. I don't even think he has a Zoom app or knows how to get one.
all right, give me
But he
just a
is-
minute.
But I can get him on the phone, Your Honor.
Give me just a minute.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff, what's Schiffer scheduled for?
A violation of probation at 8 a.m.
He needs to talk to probation before he gets in my courtroom. You gotta start with probation.
Is there a number that I can tell him to call for probation, Judge?
Tell him to call 941-4463. Extension 217. And tell him he's reporting for a probation violation hearing and he does not have Zoom.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Are we ready on Mr. Yost's file, Mr. Bitar?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I've also got Caitlin Story in the waiting room and the gentleman requesting restitution.
Okay.
All right, your appearance on Yost.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Batar on behalf of Corey Yost.
And you gentlemen had a chance to go over the report recommendation.
Yes, Judge, we have had a chance to go over the recommendation and the factual information. Factually, it is accurate, nothing to add, delete, or correct. I would just note, and so probation knows, Judge, Mr. Yost's phone is broken. That's why I was not able to reach him at that phone number.
Okay,
He won't get a new phone for about 5 days. It's on order, so probation needs to contact him. The preferred method is that email address, at least for a week or so.
and confirming that, that's Corey Yost. Is that Corey Yost O at Gmail?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. All right, anything else, gentlemen?
Judge, I've gone over the recommendations. This is Mr. Yost's first criminal offense, Your Honor. I don't think there's any need at this point for any outpatient treatment. He's 27 years old, never been in trouble with the law. We believe it was an isolated incident. I'd ask you to strike that from the recommendation, maybe just allow some type of class instead of that.
Yeah, what I'm inclined to do in that situation, Mr. Bitar, is send him for a more intensive evaluation. And if the evaluation comes back, no developing problem, no need for further treatment, I'm good with that. And if they recommend he have some more treatment, then that's where we're going to be.
We're fine with that as well, Your Honor.
Okay, okay.
Judge, are you going to allow him to continue smoking marijuana while he's on probation? That's another concern he has.
What's the reason you've got the marijuana?
I do have scoliosis, and so I use it for that. It kind of relieves the back pain in my back. So
Have you tried the edibles, Mr. Yost?
I have tried the edibles, yes.
Have you tried CBD oil?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, here's what I'm going to tell you. I would prefer you using CBD oils without THC, which I personally have had some success with that. I know a number of people that I know have as well. I'm going to say no to marijuana, smoking it at this point. I want you to give an honest effort to the CBD oils. If that doesn't work, then try the edibles, and then we can have a conversation if you're still having pain.
All right,
All right.
that works for me.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Yost, how many hours are you getting at Ken's Lawn Care?
Right now I'm actually working full time. Just depends on the weather, if it rains or not.
Yep.
But it is full time. Sometimes a little bit over 40 hours a week.
Okay, what are they paying?
I'm getting $14.50 an hour.
All right. Start shopping. I know a local guy that's paying $18 an hour if you can mow grass, and over $20 an hour if you can get your license so you can actually drive the equipment around.
Right, and that's actually what I'm waiting on, because I wasn't too sure if I had my license. It said it was revoked at the time, but I wasn't too sure because I haven't got a letter stating that it's been instated yet.
Mr. Batari should end up with restricted, shouldn't he?
That's correct, Judge. You pled to the impaired. There shouldn't be any license sanctions. Maybe this case
Right.
was in warrant status for a while and it was suspended because of that.
All right. Okay. Good luck with that. All right. So back to sentencing. Fines and costs on the file, $620. There is a crime victims fund fee to the state of Michigan of $75, misdemeanor state tax of $50, restitution to the township of Huron in the amount of $200. I am placing you on probation for 6 months. I'm adopting in full the recommendations that you've gone over with Mr. Bitar. Probation fee is $240, so the total on the file is $1,260. You'll work out payments with probation on that. If you're having trouble with any of this, Mr. Yost, you let your probation officer know. They'll give you some options try to keep you on track. If you're having problems resolving it with them, reach out to Mr. Bitar. That's what he's for.
All right,
All
definitely.
right. The goal is not to have you violated so we can put you in jail. The goal is to have you successfully complete this early and move you on your way out.
Correct.
All
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Yost, good luck. Probation will be in contact with you, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dan, Kevin Foley is in the waiting room, so I'm going to find out what he's doing, and then we'll bring in Miss Story.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Foley.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
Wonderful. What are you calling in on?
Here in Township versus Caitlin Story restitution.
Okay. I've got Mr. Bitar is Miss Story's attorney, and I've got Mr. Miller, who my understanding is he's the guy that had the damaged tires.
That's the correct, Your Honor.
All right. Does anybody need a breakout room?
I don't, Judge. I already spoke with Ms. Story. Good morning, Kevin.
How are you, Dan?
Good,
All right.
thank you.
So I'm gonna bring Miller and Story in.
Good morning.
Good morning, Story. I'm gonna mute you just for a minute.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Miller, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, Mr. Miller, we've got Miss Story. Miss Story is the defendant being sentenced today. Mr. Bitar is her attorney, and Mr. Foley represents the Township of Huron. Understood?
Yes,
All right. Mr. Miller, you've made a request for restitution of $796.63, correct?
no. That was for one of my trucks. There was two estimates for two different tires.
Okay, so what are you seeking today?
I want my tires replaced, both sets.
Okay, give me a dollar amount, Mr. Miller.
One was for the 7 something and one was for, I think it was 815 or something like that.
Okay, so you don't even know what you're asking for today.
I gave 2 estimates to the police officer and he said he would make sure you guys got it.
Okay. So you have not replaced your tires, correct?
Yes, but with junky ass used ones, and I lost 2 days of work because of it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Foley, I'll leave Mr. Miller to you.
All right.
Sorry
Mr.
if I
Miller,
cussed.
there is a invoice in the file from Martin's Tire Sales and Service that indicates 4 tires. How many tires were damaged in this incident?
4 tires, but 2 on each truck.
Okay, so 4 tires total, sir?
Correct.
Okay, and the invoice from Martin's Tires indicates 4 tires at $172 each for $691.16, correct?
If that's what it says, it's correct. I don't have a copy of it, sir. I
Okay,
gave
so
it to the police.
if you were damaged to the extent of 2 tires on each of 2 trucks, that's 4 tires total, correct?
Correct.
And this estimate, sir, is for 4 tires for a total of $796.63.
But the tires on both trucks are different size tires.
Well, I understand, but this invoice is for 4 total tires and you are damaged 4 total tires.
Okay.
Mr. Foley, is that an invoice or an estimate?
Your Honor, this is merely an invoice. I
Okay.
understand that he has not replaced the tires.
Okay, okay. All right, so Mr. Miller, $796 is your total request. I'm just trying to make it clear.
I guess, but that doesn't help pay for my window on my house, my air conditioner. They broke the window right out of my house when they snatched the air conditioner off my window.
Okay.
That
have
was
you
not part of this claim, Your Honor.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mr. Foley.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that was not part of this case. And certainly, if that is the case, Mr. Miller has reservations. He can go to civil court to address that.
All right. Mr.
It all
Bitar,
happened at the same time, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, all we have at this point is an estimate, no type of invoice. Can I ask Mr. Miller some questions?
absolutely.
Thank you. Mr. Miller, what type of vehicle are you seeking to have tires replaced on?
I have a '07 Chevy Trailblazer and a '02 Ford Escape. They both take light truck tires.
What is the size of the tires?
I'll go outside and look right now and tell you.
Well, let's hold off on that for a second. At this point, you don't know the size of the tires that you're asking to be replaced, correct?
I can go right out to my driveway and look at it.
I
and
understand
tell
that,
you.
Mr. Miller. I'm just trying to ask you some questions. As of right now, at this moment, do you know the size of the tires that you need replaced?
I think one set is P235 70 R16, I believe. I don't know the size of the tires.
And you are the person that received this estimate from Martin's Tires and Sales, correct?
Correct.
And the estimate that you provided from Martin's Tires and Sales also does not indicate any type of tire size on it, does it?
I don't know. I don't know. I just got an estimate and I gave it to the police officer. This was
And I
months
would-
ago.
I would just ask Mr. Foley if he would stipulate that the estimate has no tire size on it, Judge.
There is no tire size on the estimate, Your Honor.
Thank you for the
Thank you, Mr.
stipulation,
Paul.
gentlemen.
Now,
Mr.
Mr. Foley, I'm sorry, Mr. Miller, prior to this incident happening, when did you have the tires placed on the vehicles that were damaged? So you had this incident, the tires were damaged. Let me rephrase that. You had this incident, the tires were damaged. How old were the tires that were on that truck or those two trucks?
Maybe a year. Maybe
Maybe
a
a
year.
year?
Yeah.
And after the
That's so
incident, when did you have tires put on that car?
I think it was 3 days later.
And how much did you pay for those tires?
For her truck, I paid, I think it was $70 for each tire. And on my truck, it was 64 or something like that.
And how many tires did you purchase?
4. But I had to because I had to get to work, you know what I mean? And now I got 2 tires on each truck that are and then I got the used ones I bought, and I'm gonna have to get a front end alignment after I get new tires.
I'm not asking you anything about a front end alignment, sir. I just simply asked you how many tires you purchased and how much those tires were.
I purchased 4.
Do you have a receipt for that purchase?
No, I didn't save them. I didn't know I needed them.
Where did you purchase those tires from?
2 of them was at Martin's Tire and 2 of them was at the other place where I gave you the estimate because Martin's Tire didn't have those 2 tires.
Well, the
For the
only
other
estimate
truck.
I'm in receipt of, sir, is from Martin's Tires and Sales.
I don't know how. I gave you 2.
Did you provide that to the probation department?
No, I gave it to the police officer, Officer Kelch. He told me to get 2 estimates.
And
So I only got
are
1
you
estimate for each truck.
Are you claiming here today that on the date of this incident, you had 4 tires that were damaged?
Correct.
Correct. And Mr. Foley, I'm in receipt of the
Correct.
report provided by the Township Police. Again, I would just ask you for another stipulation that the police arrived on scene, observed the damaged property. They observed a passenger side front and rear tire on a silver Chevy Trailblazer, which would be 2 tires, and a rear passenger tire on a black Ford Escape. So there were only 3 tires that were damaged. Would you stipulate to that, Mr. Foley?
I called him the next day and told him that it was 4 because it took a minute for one of the tires to let out, I guess. I don't know. It was 4 tires.
Mr. Miller, I'm talking to the attorney right now.
And Your Honor, I will stipulate that's what the report says, I am looking to make sure there's not a supplemental that would
Thank
include a separate tire.
Mr. Miller, while Mr. Foley's doing that, so the tires that you had replaced, the tire places put those tires on your car and they were in good working order. Is that correct?
Yeah, but they were used. They're not.
They were
like
used. I don't doubt that for a second. So after the incident, you went to the tire places, they replaced your tires, they put tires on the car, and you've been able to drive that car or those cars with no issues with those tires on them. Is that correct?
No, I need a front end alignment because the tires are not the same size. They gave me all they had to put on my truck. That's
Are
on
you
my
telling
truck.
me, are you telling me that a tire business put different size tires on your cars than what were already on those vehicles?
Yes, the two in the back are bigger than the two in the front.
She's the one that you have the telephone number on to call her by phone. So I told Christine, just tell her to wait, the
Right.
judge will call her.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do that, but we'll figure it out.
Mr. Miller, how much have you paid out of pocket for these tires?
They can have Art put her on speakerphone.
Now,
Okay.
I don't know, probably 250 maybe. I don't know,
Well, you
something
said
like that.
about $250 is what you've lost out of pocket as a result of this, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Foley, any luck with the supplemental?
I do not see a supplemental in the file that I have, Judge.
All right, anything else for Mr. Miller?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Miller, anything else you want to share? Mr. Miller, anything else you want to add?
No, sir.
All right. Any argument, gentlemen?
Just very briefly, Your Honor, on behalf of the people, Mr. Miller did indicate that there were 4 tires, that subsequent to reporting the 3, that he then reported the 4th tire. And quite frankly, with the questions from Mr. Bittard, the people would remind Your Honor that you find the victim as they are. And quite frankly, if Mr. Bittard thinks that he has been made whole with $262 for these less than adequate tires, that's not fair. The defendant slit 4 tires, ruined 4 tires, and this gentleman has a right to a replacement of those tires. He doesn't necessarily have to go out and shop for used tires or tires with 12 months of wear on them to exactly replace the tires that he had. She decided, she took it upon herself to destroy that, and he has a right to replacement. And the estimate, and I will agree it's an estimate, $796.63. And we would ask that the court award that amount in restitution. If after the fact, the court wants to have him give those tires to Miss Story, that's fine, the used tires, because at that point he'll have no use for them. But I think it's fair that he made whole, and in this case, that's the $796, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bittard.
Judge, I agree with Mr. Foley that any complainant who suffers any loss should be made whole for the damage that was caused by the defendant. In this case, we have a situation where the police were on scene, police took photos, police report only indicates there was damage to 3 tires, 2 separate vehicles, 2 on one on the other. He's paid approximately $250 or $262 out of pocket to have those tires replaced. This incident happened several months ago. He's been driving on those tires, hasn't had any issues with those tires. I find it hard to believe that any reputable tire dealer would put tires on a car that were not safe for the road, because that would open up liability for them. Regardless, I understand the individual needs to be made whole, though, Judge. This is only an estimate that we've received. There's no way to verify whether Mr. Miller is going to actually take this money and replace those tires. The estimate that has been provided doesn't include a type of car, doesn't include a tire size. I think he went to the place, said, hey, I need 4 tires. I think he knows the individual that runs this tire place, and he just printed out an estimate for it. I don't think the $796 is appropriate, Judge. I think he should be compensated for the money he's paid out of pocket, and I would have no issue with $300.
Anything else, gentlemen?
Nothing on
That
behalf,
does,
Hold on, Mr. Miller. Mr. Foley?
nothing on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Miller, go ahead.
the estimate that he's reading, I also had another one for my other set of tires that he's not reading for some reason. I don't know. But
Judge, I just have
tires
what
on my
probation
truck- my-
provided to me. That's all.
Understood. Go ahead, Mr. Miller.
never mind. It doesn't matter.
All right, Mr. Miller, here's my problem. I
I don't
agree
know how
with you.
someone could stamp my tires and not pay for them. I just don't get that.
Well, that's not where we're at yet. Could I speak? I agree that you should be made whole. My problem is I don't know what being made whole means. I don't know what kind of tires were damaged. I don't know how many miles were on those tires. I don't know what they cost. I don't know what you're going to get for your $796 from Martin's because there's no specifics on the estimate. So I've got one of two choices. I'm going to pull a number out of the air, or I will leave you to your civil remedies and you can get more definitive information to start a civil case. Do you understand those options?
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Go ahead with your stuff, man.
Well, that doesn't really answer my question. I gave you two options and I need you to decide which one you'd like.
I want to resolve it today.
$600 restitution.
Thank
Mr.
you, Your
Bitar,
Honor.
when can that be paid?
Judge, Miss Story, as you can see, she's on today. She has a young baby. I don't know her circumstances with respect to her employment. I think she's a stay-at-home mom. I think she's going to need that $600 to be put on some type of payment plan with her fines and costs on probation, Judge.
Ms. Story, are you making payments to probation now?
I am not.
Do you have a payment plan with probation?
No. I paid the $300 and then I was waiting for this to figure out how
Okay.
much I needed to pay.
Okay, so
So-
how can you pay the $600? And you can pay that directly to the court like you did your first payments.
I can, but it will take me time, obviously, because I just gave birth to twins. So,
Yeah, you
Just
want to
gonna
do
give me-
monthly payments?
yes, please.
How much can you pay?
Honestly, I'm not sure at this moment. I am out of income right now, so I got to figure out a way to get the money. Do you know how much the lowest I can go for monthly is until I can find a
You
switch
tell me what
payment?
you can pay. Can you pay 50 a month?
Yeah, I can. I
sure?
can get 50 a month. Yes.
Pay extra when you can.
Okay.
And when can you start?
I can start this month.
By June 1?
Yeah.
All right. And Mr. Miller, we can mail those payments to you if you want to provide an address.
Sure. This is crazy.
Can I have an address, Mr. Miller?
27526 Dupree, Romulus, Michigan, 48174.
27526?
Correct.
Thank you. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you, Judge. Good to see you, Kevin. Everyone stay well.
See you, Dan.
Ms. Belcher, I'm bringing Mr. Lacy in.
Okay, Judge.
Do you need a breakout with him?
No, sir, I'm ready on all three of mine.
All right. Who else do you have besides Mr. Lacy?
I have Miss Archer and Miss Sams.
And Miss Sams, we have in the waiting room, and Miss Archer. I guess we've got a phone number for her because she is not Zooming.
Oh, yes, Judge, I do have a phone number for her. I know she was scheduled to dial in via phone, but if we have issues with her not being able to connect, I can call her.
All right. Your appearance for Mr. Lacy.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Leanna Belcher on behalf of Mr. Lacy. Mr. Lacy, can you please state your name for the record?
I'm John Lacy.
Good
Morning,
morning,
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Lacy.
We
Good
have
morning.
reviewed the pre-sentence report together. We do find it to be factually accurate. I have gone over the recommendation with my client, Your Honor, and we would ask that Your Honor adopt that recommendation.
Mr. Lacy, anything you want to tell me?
No, I think not.
All right. All right. Total fines and costs in your file, sir, $1,345. I'm also ordering 48 hours community service. That means charity work, hook up with a nonprofit, church, soup kitchen, Salvation Army. Ms. Belcher would be more than happy to give you some advice on what is going to be satisfactory to the court. I'm going to give you until August 1 to complete and document those hours to the court. As far as your money, you want a due date or do you want a payment plan?
Payment plan.
How much can you pay every month?
How much is it again?
Total is $1,345.
$50.
I'm sorry,
$50.
50.
Yeah.
When can you start?
Next in 2 weeks.
So by July or by June 1?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Ms. Belcher, any clarification necessary for Mr. Lacy?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Lacy, any questions?
No.
You're all set.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Out with Lacy and bringing Miss Sams in. Miss Sams, can you hear us? Hello?
Your Honor, I did just send her a text message asking her to connect her audio, so hopefully she sees that.
Thank you. While we're waiting for Miss Sams, I'm going to bring somebody in to find out what they're doing.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. McNamara. What are you calling in for? Mr. McNamara, what are you calling in for?
Hi, sentencing for Mr. Wallen Savage.
Let's see. Do you have him in your office?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, give me just a minute. I'll get back to you, gentlemen. I've got one case in the queue in front of you. Miss Sams, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning. Miss Belcher.
Good morning.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Leanna Belcher on behalf of Miss Sams. Miss Sams, can you please state your name for the judge?
Carlotta Sams.
Your Honor, today's the date and time set for sentencing in this matter. I have had an opportunity to review the alcohol screening and assessment with my client. It is factually accurate. We have no corrections, additions, or deletions. I've also gone over the recommendation with my client. Your Honor, we would ask that you adopt the recommendation with one exception. There is a recommendation for my client to, and I'm looking for the exact number. Number 8, Your Honor, a parenting program. I would just point out to Your Honor that my client has completed an investigation through CPS. She has been cleared. If CPS would have felt it necessary that she complete a parenting class, I'm sure that they would have required her to do that before closing her matter out.
You have much more faith in that organization than I do. I want the parenting class. What I will do is I'll delete number 6, the 48 hours community service, to give her more time to get the parenting class done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think all parents could probably use a parenting class from time to time. All right, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Sams, anything you want me to consider before I sentence?
That I have children.
Oh, I know you have children.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of what the charge is. Anything else you want me to consider?
That's all.
All right. I was very concerned about the nature of these charges and the circumstances. That's why I'm adamant that I want you to do the parenting classes. I'm going to put you on probation for 9 months. I'm adopting in full the recommendations that you've gone over with Ms. Belcher. Hopefully we'll be able to close you out early after you get some of this boots on the ground stuff done. Your fines and costs, $420. There is a $50 misdemeanor tax to the state of Michigan, $75 victims fund fee to the state of Michigan, restitution in the amount of $200 to the city of Romulus, bench warrant fee of $50, probation oversight fee of $360. The total on the file is $1,155. Can you
How
make
much?
monthly? $1,155. Can you make monthly payments on that?
Yes.
How much can you pay every month?
$50.
And when can you start, ma'am?
As soon as possible.
So before June 1st?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions?
Probation. How is that about to work?
Well, that's a pretty broad question. You're gonna get some details from our probation department about setting up your classes and so forth. If you're having any questions, communicate with your probation officer as soon as you've got your question. And if you can't resolve it with probation, then you need to talk to Ms. Belcher.
Okay.
Okay? Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, Ms. Belcher. Ms. Belcher, give me just a minute so I can take care of this other file, and then we're gonna probably put Ms. Archer on your phone.
Yes, Judge.
All right, counsel, one more time, please. Your appearance for Thomas Walenswitz. And you're muted.
Thank you. Michael McNamara appearing on behalf of Thomas Walenswitz is sitting to my left.
All right. Good morning, gentlemen. And have you gentlemen had a chance to go over the report and recommendation prepared by probation?
We have, Your Honor. I received that yesterday. I reviewed it with my client this morning.
Okay. Go ahead.
I find it factually accurate. We do not have any additions or deletions. If I may, just a little bit about my client, or do you want?
Absolutely.
Mr. Walenswitz is 58 years old. He's single. He has one daughter. He has no criminal history other than a prior drinking and driving from back in 1982, almost 40 years ago when he was in college. He is retired from the Detroit Police Department as a sergeant. He is also working part-time at Pat Milliken Ford at the moment. And really, in discussing this with him, I pointed out my concern as well as his was the BAC in this case.
Right.
We've reviewed the recommendations and don't have any objection in terms of, doing some therapy, the random testing. I'm sure the court's going to do that anyway. Mr. Walenswitz has indicated to me that he has learned from the experience. He's happy nobody was injured and wants to move on, recognizing that he made a bad choice by driving after consuming the alcohol.
Thank you. Anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
Sir, anything you want to add to what Mr. McNamara has told me?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Before I get into the sentencing on this file, gentlemen, it looks like we've got another file with a total of $200 due. That's on the CCW with a blood alcohol content?
Yes, the civil infraction, correct.
Right. When can that 200 be paid?
I can pay it next week.
So by the 21st?
Sure, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so back to sentencing. I am going to adopt the recommendations of the probation department. I'm going to place you on probation for 6 months, sir. Probation fee is $360. Fines and costs, $620. We've got 2 state of Michigan fees, a $75 victims fund fee and a $50 misdemeanor tax. Restitution is ordered in the amount of $200 to Huron Township. Total on the file is $1,305. I can set this up 2 ways. I can give you a payment plan, like a monthly payment plan, or I can just give you a due date, your choice. Total was $1,305.
How about a due date?
You tell me, can you do it within 30 days?
Yes.
All right, anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. McNamara, given your comments, I assume I don't have to allocate as to why I think probation is appropriate for rehabilitation purposes under the new statutes?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Sounds like we're all on the same page.
Yes.
Great. All right. Is it Walensowitz?
Walensevich.
Walensevich. It's more fun your way. Mr. Walensevich, I wish you luck, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
If you're having any problems, talk to your probation officer. I want to make sure you understand something. My probation department is not set up as a punishment arm of the court. It's a rehabilitation arm. So their goal is to be able to come to me and say, Judge, can we close this file out early? He's knocked it out of the park. So if you've got questions, contact them. If you're having trouble resolving them, get Mr. McNamara involved. Mr. McNamara knows what he's doing there too.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Stay healthy, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You too.
Miss Belcher, I am ready on Miss Archer's file if you want to get her on the phone.
I already have her on the phone, Judge. Miss Archer, can you hear the judge?
Yes, I can. Yes.
She's really upset, Judge. So she's
Okay, Miss Archer, take a couple deep breaths. You're not going to jail.
Miss Archer, did you hear the judge? You're not going to jail.
Okay.
Okay, take a couple deep breaths. Are you ready to start your sentencing?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leanna Belcher on behalf of Miss Archer. I have gone over the screening and assessment with her. It is factually accurate. I've also gone over the recommendation with her. Your Honor, I would just like to address some of the concerns we have with Miss Archer's health before you impose community service.
Sure.
She was recently hospitalized. She just got out of the hospital. She has a biopsy scheduled on the 14th, surgery scheduled on the 22nd of June. She has fibroids, uterine fibroids. So she has a lot going on
Yes, she
health-wise.
does.
Concern. And we would just ask that Your Honor take that into consideration before imposing your sentence.
Absolutely.
Oh, Lord. Hello.
Miss Archer, is there anything else you want me to consider? Or did Miss Belcher cover it?
I can't hear you. What you say, sir?
Is there anything else you want me to consider, or has Miss Belcher covered it?
Yeah. Well, my daughter just got out of the hospital yesterday for the same problem. My oldest daughter, and I'm concerned about her.
Sure. I bet you are. Anything else, ma'am?
That's about it. That's about it.
Okay.
I'm scared to have this surgery, Your Honor, because I almost lost my mom. She had to have a full hysterectomy. And she almost died having it. And I'm scared to have the surgery.
When did mom have her surgery?
This was years ago. She actually died. She did die, but she came
20
back.
years ago?
I'm sorry.
20 years?
Yes, but yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. Ma'am, I am not a doctor and I've never played one on TV, but I want you to hear what I tell you. What they're doing in medicine now versus 20 years ago, unbelievable. The surgery, every surgery is a serious surgery, but I'm going to tell you right now, a hysterectomy is not the big deal now that it was 20 years ago.
Right. Well,
try to put your mind at ease, because the more stressed you are, the tougher your recovery is.
yeah, and my gynecologist, I have 6 of them in me. And when I laid on my back, and he could feel the biggest one that's in me, and he was like, "Oh no, you need surgery." Not no, what you call it, the outpatient surgery.
Right.
So
right.
I have it pretty bad. So they're gonna have to cut me open.
Yeah, but try not to stress too much because it's not going to help you. All right, are you ready for your sentencing?
Sure.
I'll give you something else to think about. On your file, I'm going to go along with the recommendation for probation. I'm not going to put you on probation. I'm just going to issue fines and costs. I am not going to order the community service because you've got too many other things going on right now. So the total on this file is $1,100. You've also got 2 other files. Looks like a retail fraud and a civil infraction. On those 2 files, you owe $397. So the total you owe us is just under $1,500. Can we get you set up on a monthly payment plan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How much can you pay every month?
I'm sorry.
How much can you pay every month?
Well, I'm already trying to pay $50 every month that I've been paying faithfully since last year. My last payment is $50 on September of this year.
Okay, my records are showing that you're late with your payments. Have you made a payment in the last week or so?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
yes.
that probably caught you up. So we'll continue at 50 a month then?
Okay.
All right. Ma'am, good luck to you. And your daughter.
Thank you. Also, I have a payment due tomorrow. Can I make arrangements to make that payment for next week? I've been talking to
Sure. By the 21st?
Yeah, before my birthday. Oh, Lord.
Okay, I've got you down for your next payment on or before May 21. Any other questions, ma'am?
No.
Good luck to you.
God bless you, Your Honor.
He has, ma'am.
Bye, Miss Archer.
Okay.
And
Could you,
All right, Judge. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good day.
you as well.
Thanks.
Stay safe.
You as well.
Enjoy the sunshine.
I'm gonna try.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Gravitz.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Did I say your name correctly?
Yes, sir, you did.
All right. Have you had a chance to look at the pre-sentence investigation and report from probation?
I have a few things in my email. I have read everything over.
Okay. Anything in that report that is not factually correct? So they've got your address, they've got your place of employment, how long you worked there, your past criminal history, all that stuff is factually correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything you want to add to that report, Mr. Gravitz, before I sentence you today?
No, sir.
Let's talk about, before we get into sentencing, let's talk about your employment situation. When's the last time you worked?
Approximately 4 or 5 months ago, right before the accident, I was working at McDonald's.
Okay. And are you not working now because of injuries?
I'm just now getting over the physical therapy and stuff for my hand because it was my right hand that was injured.
Right.
And I had broken a collarbone and a couple ribs, but all that's fine now. It's
Okay.
a lot better. I'm planning on doing landscaping soon.
Okay. Is that what kind of work you were doing before?
Yeah, I used to work for a communication company. I used to
Okay.
put fiber optics in the poles with the big bucket trucks.
Right.
So
Right,
something
okay.
more hands-on and not so people orientated like flipping burgers.
Right, right. Okay. Anything else you want me to know before I sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Have you ever done any substance abuse treatment?
Yes, Your Honor.
When?
I stayed at the Salvation Army and I partaked in a voluntary substance abuse treatment.
When was that?
Probably about 3-4 years ago.
Okay. All right, so the recommendation is that we put you on an alcohol monitor for a while and issue fines and costs, no probation. So that's what I'm inclined to do.
Okay, Your Honor.
I'm gonna order 30 days on the monitor, your total fines and costs outside of the monitor. The monitor you set up on your own, that's not through the court, so that's a separate financial obligation on that one.
Okay.
So the fines and costs of the court, $1,200 and 30 days on the alcohol monitor. I want that monitor set up within 4 days or contact the court and let us know what's going on.
Your Honor, do I have to come there and get it?
The probation department's gonna reach out to you and let you know what you have to do.
Okay, Your Honor.
So I've got a phone number, 629-6311,
Yes, sir.
and I've got your email, which is ncestudentgravitz@gmail.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as far as the money, you want to make monthly payments or can you pay that within 30 days?
Maybe not the full 1,000. I get paid on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday.
You want to just do a monthly payment of how much?
200-300 because I do still have to pay bills and I'm kind of behind because the car broke down.
Sure. Let's start at 200 a month. You can always pay extra money.
Yes, sir.
And when can you start that, sir?
Wednesday.
Next week?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Good luck to you, Mr. Gravitz.
Thank you, Honor.
You're welcome. Rebel 4, are you there? Rebel 4. Hello? Rebel 4 plus. Good morning, Mr. Dabalski.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Great.
I believe that my client is on Zoom and we are ready to proceed for sentencing.
Well, you know what? I've got a guy that I tried to bring him in. He is just showing his phone. I brought him in and he wouldn't talk to me. He wasn't listening, wasn't hearing me. So we'll try to bring him in and find out if that's your guy.
Thank you, Judge.
Rebel 4 phone, what's your name?
Tyler Williams.
All right, you're on an iPhone, Mr. Willems.
Yes.
You hang out right where you're at. Rebel 4, what's your name? Bald guy, what's your name?
Oh, Stacy Turner. I'm sorry.
All right. Mr. Turner, I'm going to rename you. What are you scheduled for today, Mr. Turner?
A violation of probation.
Have you checked with probation?
Not, sir. I don't know how to do Zoom, so I'm new to this. But
So get
yeah,
something to write with. I'll give you a phone number.
Okay, touche. I'm actually at work right now, so
That's
I'm
nice.
trying.
Good to have a job.
I'm at work. Huh?
It's good to have a job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So are you grabbing an ink pen?
Well, I'm actually at work, sir. I'm taking a break right now. So
Okay. Well, Mr. Turner, then I'll just issue a bench warrant for your arrest because you can't follow direction. Because I can't talk to you for your violation until you talk to probation. I'm willing to
Well,
give you a
sir,
phone number, but I'm not going to drive to where you're working
I
and
can
hand
put
you
it
a
in
piece
my
of
head.
paper.
I can put it in my head, sir.
941-4463, extension 217.
217. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Willems, you can hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, Mr. Dabalski, your appearance for Mr. Willems.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Tim Dabalski appearing on behalf of the attorney of record, Brendan Dabalski, with Mr. Wollen's consent. Is that true, Mr. Wollens?
Yes.
Your Honor, this morning I have gone over the PSI with my client. The only really correction is that his length of employment is now 8 months. And I understand that this is an old PSI. Other than that, there's no other changes, Your Honor. What we would ask the court to do is to adopt the recommendation that's set there in that report.
Thank you. Mr. Willems, anything you want to add to what Mr. Dabalski's told me?
No, sir.
All right. Sir, I'm going to put you on probation for 12 months. I'm adopting in full the recommendations you've gone over with counsel. That means items 1 through 11 that were recommendations are now court order.
Okay.
Fines and costs on the file. $220. There's a $75 victims fund fee to the state of Michigan, $50 misdemeanor tax to the state of Michigan. Looks like we've got $150 in bench warrants, a $50 late fee, a $45 clearance fee, restitution to the city of Romulus in the amount of $150, and oversight probation fee $400. So the total is $1,040.
Okay.
Can you pay that within 30 days, or you want a monthly payment plan?
A monthly payment plan, please.
How much can you pay every month?
200.
When can you start?
I can start not next Friday, but the Friday after.
All right. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Mr. Dabalski, any clarification necessary?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Mr. Willems, if you're having any issues, talk to your probation department. Their job is to be able to close you out early because everything went well. If you're
Right.
having problems working things out with probation, contact Mr. Dabalski. Those two gentlemen know their way around a probation file.
Okay.
Good luck.
So do I call
Thank you,
probation
Judge.
now? Or
Probation's gonna contact you with some details so you can get started.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
Thank you,
Dabrowski,
Judge.
stay safe.
Thank you. Hope to see you soon, Judge.
In person,
Live.
hopefully.
Can you hear me?
Good morning. Are you Mr. Bentley?
Yes, I am. How you doing this morning?
Wonderful. Mr. Bentley, you're here for sentencing today. Have you had a chance to look at the report and recommendation prepared by probation?
No, sir. I just had the court day appearance sent to me in the email. I talked to a pre-sentence investigator and I talked to Miss Emily. And
Yeah,
she
and
says
they would have emailed you a report.
I didn't see the report. You're talking about the PSI itself, right?
Well, the PSI is the interview that leads to the report.
I didn't see the report, sorry.
All right. All right, I can have that sent to you. Carter Bentley 78 at yahoo.com.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll get it sent to you and then I'll get you back on Zoom. So just stay where you're at. I'll mute you.
Sir. Your Honor.
Mr. Bentley, did you have a look at the report? Did you get that email?
Yes, I just read it.
Okay. Is there
I
anything
just read it.
is there anything in that report, sir, that's not factually correct?
Yes and no.
Okay, explain that.
I mean, I'm not trying to justify or reduce, minimize or anything like that, Your Honor. It's just me and the precinct investigator had, I think, a conflict of interest. Maybe a year or so back, my son Andrew Gray had committed he had a fight at Belleville High, and you had sentenced him to probation and some court fines and things like that. And the precinct investigator, me and him had words because he was treating me as if I was a person on probation or parole. And I explained to him then, like, I'm not on none of that. You talking to me, I'm the parent. You know what I mean? And we had an argument inside the building.
All right, I'm a little bit confused because the
what he
report
wrote.
I've got is from Emily Tiroli, who's not a he, it's a she.
Right. Well, the guy who gave me my pre-sentence investigator, she told me that she was being trained by him.
Okay.
And things like that.
That makes sense.
But however, me and him, I feel that me and him had a conflict of interest. And he said that I stated that I became aggressive. I believe I was aggressive. I just stated, frankly, like, this is bull crap. You know what I mean? I know what I did that night, and I explained to him what I did, and he wanted me to switch my answers up. And I'm just like, I'm not switching my answers up. I'm sticking with what I said. And if that's what the report said, then it is what it is. And I wasn't trying to be mean or anything like that. I didn't use no profanity or anything against him.
Right. Okay.
Man, on my shoulder. It's just I just don't think that I was aggressive towards him or anything like that. And I don't want to show to the court that I have a behavior of being mad or mean to anyone or have any type of ill intent towards anybody. I mean, that was it. But other than that, everything was correct.
Okay. So where are you going with that? Because his recommendation is not to put you on probation, just have you do an alcohol tether and pay fines and costs. Do you want to be on probation? I mean, if you think our probation program can help you make some behavioral changes, then I'm more than happy to go that direction.
No, I don't want to be put on probation or anything like that. I was just stating what I read. I just wanted to reflect that I'm not aggressive or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's talk about your employment status. How long has it been since you worked?
Since last year, because after my car accident, I hurt my shoulders. I haven't been able to work.
Okay.
I'm self-employed on my own business.
What do you do?
As a chef. I'm a chef.
Okay. All right. So I'm assuming you're doing rehab and stuff for your shoulders?
Yep.
How's it going?
Things like that. It's going good. I'm going to, what's the ATI or something like that, Belleville?
Yep. Okay. All right. Anything else that you want me to consider before I sentence you, Mr. Bentley?
No, just I have to pay the consequences.
All right. Your phone number, 313-282-0884?
Yes, sir.
All right. And we've got your email address. All right. So I'm going to order 30 days on the alcohol monitor. The probation department will reach out to you and give you information so you can get that set up. I want that either set up within 4 days or contact probation. Let us know what the holdup is.
Okay. What about like the creams and stuff that I put on my shoulder, my joints or whatever? That has like alcohol in it. So how do that play a factor in what's going on?
I would suggest you find something else.
Okay, well, it's medication, so I would try to find something else, but I just don't want to get in trouble because of that.
Yeah, talk to your doctor, or maybe there's something that's not alcohol based.
All right.
I would suggest you probably got to put a lot of stuff on topically for it to register with the monitor, but it's better just not to take that chance.
Exactly.
All right. So your total on the fines and costs, $1,200. I can give you a due date if you can pay that within 30 days, or I'll set you up with a monthly payment plan.
I'd rather have a monthly payment plan, please.
How much can you pay every month, sir?
Every month, at least like $50, $75 or something like that. And if I have any extra, I'll pay extra.
Yeah, give yourself some wiggle room. So let's just set it up at 50. You can always pay extra. When can you start?
Next week.
All right, next week, Friday is the 21st, so that's your due date.
All right.
Good luck.
So that's it. And make sure all right.
You'll hear from probation about that monitor.
All right, thank you. All right. Have a good day.
Good morning again, Mr. Bowditch.
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, I believe I only have Mr. Schiffer this morning, and he's
All right.
ready.
Good morning, Mr. Schiffer.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Bowditch, your appearance.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Schiffer. Your Honor, today is a date and time set for a violation of probation in this matter. I have reviewed the report with Mr. Schiffer. We have spoken. I believe as to the issues that probation has indicated, Mr. Schiffer wishes to plead guilty.
Mr. Schiffer, are you pleading guilty to the violation of probation?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Bowditch.
Well, Your Honor, in the listings of the violation, as far as the first one, missing of treatment, Mr. Schiffer has explained to me that he's been trying to contact GrowthWorks. He's been a little unsuccessful at it, but he is, according to him, attempting to. As far as his testing, there's a good news that he's had no positive tests since March. There are some failings in the past, some 6 times, I believe. He hasn't made a payment since January as far as his payment schedule. But Your Honor, he has most recently received his medical marijuana card.
Ms. Tiroli, recommendations?
I recommend maybe an alcohol monitor with a GPS tether, Your Honor.
All right. And what kind of priors does Mr. Schiffer have, if any?
He has no priors.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Bowditch, anything else?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Schiffer, are you working?
No, I'm disabled, sir.
All right. Anything else you want me to consider, sir?
What was I gonna say?
I can't help you with that. I can't even remember what I'm going to say.
I'm sorry, my memory. I had a stroke. Have a real bad memory, but
We'll
no.
work with you.
I have income tax coming in the next couple weeks, and as far as the financial, I'm gonna pay that all off. I think
Okay.
I owe like $900 on that.
Appreciate it.
And then I'll pay that all off, and then I'll continue to do my AAs and my testing.
All right. When's our next review date? How far out do we want to review Mr. Schiffer?
June 24th, maybe.
Okay.
Right.
June 24 was that, Mr. Rowley?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Schiffer.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm gonna dispense with the testing for now because we're gonna get you on the alcohol monitor.
Okay.
We'll review this again June 24th. So everything else is the same. Still, you got to work on treatment. If you're having trouble getting a hold of GrowthWorks, contact Ms. Tiroli and let her help you get that set up.
No,
So
I
I'm
did have a
changing
monitor
anything-
already. Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I had a monitor when I started this probation. I haven't touched any alcohol whatsoever.
But I don't know that because you're not testing for me.
Well, when they take the test once a week, don't that tell you if I'm drinking alcohol or not?
Yeah, but you've missed so many tests. I don't know that you're not drinking.
Okay. Well, can we continue with the testing and do that? I really can't afford to put a monitor on. If I the last time it was $460 for 1 month. I'm on a fixed income and my wife has MS. We don't have the funds.
Okay, Ms. Tiroli, I'm willing to give him another chance on testing. And if he can test every time he's supposed to between now and the review date, then we'll leave him on testing and not do monitor.
Okay, Your Honor, I do believe I'm sorry, I'm just looking at his violation because I do believe that he did have positive alcohol.
Christmas.
Yeah, around, so I mean, it was a few months ago, but,
Okay.
the most recent positives have just been for marijuana.
Okay. Let's try him on testing then. But you understand, Mr. Schiffer, if you missed a test, that's just like testing dirty for me.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right. So once again, you got to get started with that treatment. If you're having trouble getting a hold of them, you got to contact probation.
Okay, I've called them like 20 times in 4 days now, and I still cannot get a hold of anybody. There's a woman that's I've been trying to contact. We're playing phone tag, and it's like I swear, I've called like 20 times in the last 5 days. I don't know what the big issue is with that. I know they're not open at this time, but I can't get anybody to help me set up any kind of Zoom or anything with that. I just don't understand. Everywhere I've contacted locally, nobody will take my insurance. My insurance will not pay for it. I have Blue Cross, believe it or not, and I have Medicare from being disabled, and nobody wants to help me. So I'm trying, sir. It's not like I'm just blowing this off. I really ain't.
Okay.
I appreciate.
Can probation help with that?
With setting up growth works, yes, I can do my best to help you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see if we can get Mr. Schiffer on track between now and the 24th of June.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Your Honor, could I go into a breakout room with Mr. Silkowski only briefly?
Art, you all right with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. It'll be brief.
And let's see. Are you ready on Wrangle, Emily?
No, I think that might be arts. I don't have that one. I have Farino.
Yeah, that is
and-
Arts. Who do you have?
Okay. I have Farino and Amatu Raman.
All right. And Farino should have in-house attorney, but looks like he doesn't. Let's find out if, go ahead.
They both should have Teresa representing them.
Oh, Teresa's representing him? I'll bring her in.
Okay,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Farino. Good morning, Ms. Patton.
Good morning.
Ms. Patton, your appearance for Mr. Farino.
On behalf of Mr. Farino, Your Honor. Just grab his paperwork. Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. Farino and I've gone over the allegations in the violation of probation for the actual JAMS testing failing to appear. He is going to plead responsible to that with explanation. There is an allegation in the violation of probation that he's failed to document community service. Mr. Farino says that he wasn't ordered to do community service. I looked at his pre-sentence investigation report from the sentencing and I did not see that as part of the recommendation either.
We'll check that out.
Okay.
So what's the explanation for the positive testing, Mr. Farino?
I had alcohol and marijuana in my system.
Okay. it looks like there was an order for you to get your fingerprints taken.
Yes, I had tried calling over there to contact the records department, and between the hours of 8 and 4 is what I was told. Every time I tried to call, nobody was answering the phone. I had gone over there. I gotten off of work early on a Friday and went over there, but apparently nobody was in there on that Friday or is in on Fridays. I was told I had to call Monday at 8 o'clock, and
Your Honor, the issue is that Mr. Farino, his work hours are between the hours that they're open. So he normally leaves home about 7 a.m. and he's not off till 5:30 in the evening. So he hasn't had a chance to get back over there to do that.
Mr. Farino, where are you working?
I work for Auto Pallets and Boxes, sir.
How long?
I've been there for just about 7 years now. I'll be 7 years in June.
Good. All right, what about treatment?
He has tried to get into the treatment, Your Honor. Mr. Farino says that he's having issues with them returning the phone calls. He said he's making calls to people off of the list that he got from probation and he's not getting responses.
What's your recommendation from probation?
Your Honor, I'm going to defer to Art for this one.
Mr. Sikowski?
Good morning, Your Honor. At this point, Your Honor, I've talked to Mr. Farino personally. I was present with Ms. Trolley when we called in. He's got no interest in complying or abstinence. He absolutely was adamant that you can't tell him what to do, and he's going to do whatever he wants. That's the impression I got, Judge. If we adjourn this out, we're going to deal with the same issue. If we put him back on reporting, will be the issue of violation. This is his first violation. It would be a technical violation, but I think that he's not only disrespectful to the court, he's downright indignant. At this point, Your Honor, I would recommend 5 days jail, followed by 60 days alcohol monitor. Turn over to collections if there's a balance.
Miss Patton.
Of course, Your Honor, we would object to the 5 days jail. I did speak with Mr. Farino on this matter, and against my recommendation to him, he is actually agreeable to some type of a tether or house arrest so that he does not have to continue with the reporting and the probation, Your Honor, and that's actually what he would prefer.
What kind of priors does Mr. Farino have, if any?
He has a possession of marijuana for sale from 2000, malicious destruction of property from 2002, an operating while intoxicated in 2005, a DWLS in 2008, and a DWLS in 2011.
All right, well, Mr. Farino, you understand if I put you on the alcohol monitor and the monitor shows that you're using alcohol, then that's just automatic. You go to Wayne County Jail to finish your time.
I'm not wanting an alcohol monitor, sir.
I don't really give a shit what you want, Mr. Farino.
Okay, sir.
So do you want to do probation or do you want to do the monitor?
The monitor.
All right. Art, what's our time frame on that? Can he get that set up within 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, absolutely, Judge, probably Monday.
All right, I want that monitor on within 5 days. You still need to get printed. Are you making any payments on your fines and costs?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, keep that up.
Will the probation department give him instructions on how to get the alcohol monitor placed on?
Correct. You're going to email that? How do you do that, Ms. Trolley?
Yes, we will be emailing it.
All right, anything else, Ms. Patton, for Mr. Farino's file?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Farino.
Thank you.
And Ms. Patton, I believe you've got Rahima.
Yes, Your Honor. She is at orientation for a job, so
Oh, that's good.
she had to be there at 9:45 this morning. So that may be what you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, it's so small, I can't even tell what I'm seeing.
If
Ms.
she doesn't,
Robin, are you there? I don't think she's got audio connected.
I can give her a call on her cell phone, Your Honor.
Sure. And we can probably just put her on your speaker and do it that way.
Okay. Ms. Rahman, this is Attorney Teresa Patton. Hi, the court has you in the Zoom meeting. Are you able to connect your audio or for me to put you on speaker? Yeah, we still can't hear you. Can I just put you on the speaker as long as you can hear the judge and the judge can hear you? Oh, wait, there you are. Uh-oh, and then she hung up on me.
Ms. Amatu Rahman, can you hear us? Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay, that's going to be pretty hard to take.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me get you back on speakerphone.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you went outside?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
that'll
can-
probably work. Ms. Patton, your appearance for the lady.
For the record, Your Honor, Teresa Patton appearing on behalf of Ms. Rahima Amatu Rahman, who is present this morning on Zoom.
Thank you. All right, and I'm assuming you've read the report that I've got from probation.
Is that the first report
Yes.
or the second report, Your Honor?
I don't know. I've got a report dated May 13th.
I do have that report. I received it this morning. Ms. Rahman was an adjournment from a violation of probation that was scheduled on March 24th, 2021 for compliance. So I do have both reports in front of me.
Okay. So where are we at?
Your Honor, Ms. Rahman, she was going to plead guilty to the violation from March. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. Just one moment.
Better?
I think so. Between allergies and my asthma, my voice doesn't act right these days. So she did plead guilty to the violation from March 24th. I found out about the new violations this morning and I spoke with Ms. Rahman about those. And as far as the AA meetings, I did send over her AA meeting sheet for April and for May. There were two different sheets. So as far as what I can see, she has been attending the AA meetings, and Ms. Rahman actually was not aware that she had any positives. She's adamant that she did not take cocaine and she is not drinking alcohol, Your Honor.
So maybe we better send her out to have those tests confirmed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rowley, Mr. Skowski?
I'd like to take this one, Your Honor. Yes, the testing facility that she is testing at, those specimens go straight to the toxicologist. So there is nowhere else to go with these.
All right, so So the test results we've got are the most accurate test results available.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Do you want to talk to her in a breakout room, Ms. Patton?
I've talked to her at length about that this morning, Your Honor.
I can schedule a hearing and we can get somebody from the lab.
Miss Rahman, would you like a hearing on this? You're muted.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll set it up.
Thank you.
Ms. Patton, probation will just coordinate with you to get your schedule after they talk to the lab.
Yes, Your Honor.
Fair enough, Art?
Yeah, likely, Your Honor, I'll have someone from the test facility have to represent the lab, because the lab is likely out of California.
Yeah, we can put somebody on a Zoom call. I'm assuming, Ms. Patton, you're going to be okay with that. One of
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
techs. Yeah, we put one of their techs on the Zoom call or whatever we need to do.
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Miss Pat, you're all set, Miss Amatu Rahman. You'll be hearing from probation. And Miss Patton, you got anything else?
No, that's the only two that I have, Your Honor.
Miss,
I
I'm
did get a
sorry,
notice at some point about a show cause hearing for, the first name was Jeremy, but I never got in contact with that person. Did they appear before the court today?
Not yet.
Okay.
I do have a Mr. Turner who has been calling, and he was scheduled for this morning, but he's calling while we're holding the Zoom here. And apparently he was under the understanding, Jeff told him that you were going to talk to him.
Say that again, Art. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, Judge, I'm having a real hard time. I mean, I'm like within a foot of this. I don't know, I'm gonna have to have Fred take a look at it. But, yeah.
Turner called in and he's under the impression what?
He called in. He just doesn't know what to do, but he's calling in while we're holding Zoom. So I couldn't actually communicate with him. So I told him I would call him, put him in
It
touch
looks
with
like
him.
it looks like he's an in-house file.
Yeah, he didn't request an attorney through us, Your Honor.
He did or did not?
No.
Okay.
This is the only communication we've had with him is a hang up, essentially.
Mr. Turner, I believe Jeff Bowditch did his sentencing, so he was in contact with him, even though he didn't request an attorney. Mr. Turner said that he has issues using Zoom. He would like to appear by phone.
All right, so let's take care of Stephen Rangel and then we'll try to deal with Mr. Turner.
Okay, well, that's all for me then, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe we better have Emily call Mr. Turner though, because it sounds like her volume or her audio is a little bit better than yours.
I don't know if I have speakerphone on my phone though.
Okay.
I don't think my speakerphone.
I'm going to
works.
suggest perhaps Mr. Rangel got tired of waiting.
Yes,
Oh.
let me, maybe help this out.
Good morning, Mr. Rangel.
Good morning.
All right, we had you in here for a violation of probation on March 24. We adjourned it till today for you to get 12 hours of community service done, provide documentation of mental health treatment, and make payments, correct?
Correct.
Where are we at with the mental health treatment?
I'm still going. They did assign me to some, I think it's like a bigger dose of Zoloft.
Did you
But I've been
provide
on
any
that for a few
documentation
months.
of the treatment?
Did I?
Did you provide documentation of treatment?
Yeah, I did.
We all right there, Art?
Yep.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so the big issue right now is the community service, Art, and testing.
Yeah, Your Honor. Yes, yes, I apologize.
All right. Where do you work, Mr. Rangel?
Old Dominion.
How long you been there?
About 8 or 9 months now.
Okay. All right, so I'm not accepting your community service because Osborne Lawn Care is certainly not a nonprofit charity.
Okay.
So you have to hook up with a nonprofit charity, something like a soup kitchen, Salvation Army, church, nonprofit. You can't
Okay.
just work for somebody and not get paid and call that community service.
Okay.
So let's talk about testing. You understand why we send you to test, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right. And if you don't show up to test when you're supposed to, we just automatically assume you didn't go test because you knew you were going to test positive.
Yep.
So if you're having trouble with the money end of things, then you got to communicate with probation and let them know what's going on.
Okay.
Occasionally, we can actually help you out with some vouchers or something so you can do your testing without going broke.
Yes, sir.
What's your recommendation?
Well, Your Honor, this is he was sentenced back in December of 19. He has been active in treatment, and that was the biggest thing we had because
Yep.
he had suffered the loss of his brother during the summer from a motorcycle accident. So this is what we were focusing on. The treatment of the test he states that he missed was because he had to go work so he could earn some money because most of this is restitution is what he owes.
Right.
The only problem with that is that he should have communicated the fact that he was going to be unable to test for a
Yep.
period of time.
Stop
Other
right
than
there.
that-
Stop right there. Mr. Rangel, you get that?
Yeah.
You got to communicate with Mr. Sikowski. Like I said, first of all, the reason to communicate is he might be able to help you fix whatever the problem is. And second of all, if you let him know what's going on before he finds out somewhere else, he's more likely to believe what you tell him.
Oh, well.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Sikowski.
Your Honor, I would like to give him the opportunity to successfully complete this. This is an under advisement case.
Me too.
I'm hoping that he can knock out these 12 hours community service maybe fairly quickly and we can close his case and turn it over to collections.
Understand that, Mr. Rangel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so just nonprofit charity.
Yes.
All right. You want to just set it for the next review date, and if he gets it done early, we can close him out early?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Sounds great.
And I think that was the 24th of June.
Correct. We'll mail in the notice as well.
So Mr. Rangel, just bang out that community service. We'll close your file and you can just deal with our collections department on the money.
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No.
Good luck.
Yep.
All right. You want to try to get Mr. Turner on your phone and see if we can hear him?
Yes, and I don't know if I thought he didn't call and ask for representation through us, Your Honor, but apparently, like I said, he contacted Jeff and then apparently Teresa. So
Yeah.
I
So
haven't spoken
let's
to
get him
yet,
on the
so I'll-
phone. If he wants to talk to an attorney today, we'll find Jeff.
Okay, all right. Moment, Judge. Your Honor, I called, I got voicemail 3 times.
All right, so if he calls back, let's see what we can do.
Okay. I'll get with Fred and I'll see what we can do about this volume. Like I said, I don't know if I can get any closer.
Yeah, Emily, say something.
Hello.
Yeah, she's much more clear than you. And louder, yeah.
Let me go into her office real quick, Judge, if you don't mind, and try hers and see if her volume works better than me or mine, or if it's just me.
Go ahead,
You mind
yeah.
if I-
Yeah, at least that way we can rule something out.
Just for a second. How's this, Judge?
Yeah, it's your equipment. It's your equipment.
Okay. All right, absolutely. Take care
Hey,
of that today.
you hear about the woman out in Colorado was killed by a black bear?
No.
Yeah, April 30th. I just got the little update thing. She was walking her dogs. The dogs ended up coming home and her fiance went out looking for her. 200-pound sow with 2 yearling cubs, all in great health. And at least the sow and one of the cubs has been eaten on the woman. So they food source. Pretty unusual.
It is. I mean, I can understand an attack, but with the cubs, but
yeah,
eat that. That's
yeah,
odd.
that's pretty unusual. All right,
So
so
they
I'll end the
take-
meeting.